Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with SmartRobie. And indeed, the market's definitely not looking good since it turned red Pentagon last week. Now, of course, those of you who are regularly using our SmartRobie will have known that in this market, it's tough, especially when the market is on a downtrend. So let us give you another update. How far are we expecting this, and what kind of stocks or strategy can you use to go ahead in this market right now? But of course, last Friday we did see the interest rate starting to pip up again, and why is that? Is because the expectation that the inflation, which is the PCE figures that are released on US, are expecting to get much worse before we get any reprieve in here. And of course, those of you who are with us this morning, do hope that you could share this video in your timeline. We really appreciate, as we have some of our regular members and regular audience in here. We do hope that we find you in good condition, good steady so-called helpful condition. And if you need to cut loss on the shorter term, please do so, because this market isn't kind of forgiving, especially if the market were to break some more in here. But of course, let's look at what we have for you this morning in our SmartRobie in here. And of course, we still have the latest release of the VSA 360 with the insider and buying. And also, some members has come to me also telling me, even with the insider, there is still the market downfall. That is definitely true, as I said before, but at least it can withstand the overall big market selling that we have, especially depending if the market, especially the insider buying, has been moving up a fair bit, and you would see it starting to take off a bit of profit in here. But let's look at our morning agenda this morning here to see where we are. And let me just switch to a wider chart in here. And what we are seeing right now, the KLCI has definitely broken below the 1460, and we are looking for a new support. Where would that be? Is it at 1400, 120? Let's take a look at this morning in our KLCI, and all you gotta do, hit the KLCI market. All right, and sometimes you just need to hit twice here, and you will get the so this is definitely the chart that we are seeing now. Let's take a look at the chart right now, and you can see ever since we have the red Pentagon just pitching in here, and that the market broke through that 1460 very convincingly, and the red Pentagon, of course, we still have that UT. Many of you have been following that. Market is certainly not looking as great as promising it is, but there is some profit, especially on the shorter term. And for those of you who are beginner, use the Robie FA list as I share you before in here. And if you go to the main menu, right at the middle top, Robie FA list hint, this is the one that this would give you the best, at least some sort of defensive with high dividend, as well as giving it also the respective undervalue in here. No doubt, even if it's undervalued, the market can still go down a fair bit in here, as we have seen some of the stocks really took some beating over the last 1-2 weeks in here. And this is the market we are facing right now. And of course, SmartRobie is powered by Pentagon Guide in here. Some in the past winner that we have in the month of February include SMI, and these are all sort of the penny stocks in here. I do know that if you do pick some of these, continue to run it in here. So those of you who doesn't see that market go anywhere, you need to cut loss, as the market is really going into a downtrend in here. And if you do not want to be in the market, I can also understand it. And thank you also to our member audience this morning. Thank you, Nora, for your support in here, and also James, thank you again. So where we are right now in the KLCI, let me just bring up the chart previously that we have. Just hit here, and you'll see that chart coming out in here for our live chart. So you're pretty much seeing where it is. The market continued to fall despite seeing the spring that we have. Let me just go down to 1 month, and you can see much better in here, comparison of the two charts that we have here. The major support 1460 that we see on the left hand side of the chart has broken. That was the major support that I was looking for. And also, don't forget, last Friday we have our budget 2023 in here. It was kind of mixed, people to eat. People were looking for more handout, but the government was very prudent this time with the spending in here. do cut back or not. There were no major taxes except for the vapes, which is the impact a lot of the smoker out there. And other than that, it was pretty mild effect. So the market didn't like it. You could see last Friday we have a spring, right? But this market, there is a continuation of follow down. So that means this market is going down. The only thing that is positive, what we are seeing right now, is the foreign funds continue to be buying in here from the VSA 360. Now do take note, the railway track, right, you can see on the red pentagon just above me here has already turned down, but we're starting to get a lot of sign of strength. Sign of strength usually comes out when the market continue to fall in here. But I'm going to give you relatively a good forecast way to see it is the count the number of days, the green pentagon, and the number of down days in the red pentagon. It's pretty consistent, actually, one of the ways to look at it in here. Now this is the VSA 360 on the looking at the futures market in here. Definitely it has broken below the 200-day moving average. You could see the purple line here, that's below it. You can see that was this red line here, hit it. You saw an upthrust, the market turned back down, and it's always been a very, very strong resistance that it needs to break up, right? And then you'll see that other than that, the market continued to move a lot more to the sideway in here. What we are seeing now is lower low and lower high. So you can see lower low, okay, lower high. You see this lower high is lower than this low, so usually that can only mean downtrend. Now the indicator that you can see on red pentagon, it did turn earlier in February, right? That red pentagon on the KLCI side. And looking back, just some comparison, the last yellow trend zone or red pentagon was 36 bars. Okay, so right now we already moved into the 14 bars. Okay, so 14 bars out of 36 bar, which means we are halfway through. Still satu bulan lagi of downtrend going in, and maybe we'll see it turn green pentagon. Usually it can be more, 36 or 34, right? And 36, but 14 bars means halfway through. So another 2 weeks or more, the market likely going to be down, and that's how I look at it, because it sort of turned into a cycle in here. Railway track already turned down in here. Now we are looking to buy, and buying on dips, buying on green pentagon in here. We want to wait 2 more weeks. Okay, maybe we have 36 bars of red pentagon, then you'll start to turn back up. And to me, that is certainly a very good timer where the market is. A major support will be at 1420. That can be reached, just another 20 points coming down in here. But on the hot sectors, what is trending in here? Of course, with the market backdrop that we have, things may not be that strong, but we can still find a couple of trades in here. Let me just show you here on the hot sectors. So right now on the hot sectors, what is in the top list is construction, transportation, this is telemedia, property and finance. Okay, so usually the idea behind the hot sector is that we want to look at the second and third trending sector in here, which is telemedia and construction. So we want to look at the second in here. Failing in mind is that we want to buy something that is starting to turn strong. Right now with the KLCI being on the weak side, it may be difficult to see this generally sector will be turning strong, not at least for another 2 more weeks when the market will turn back up. So as I said before, those of you who need to cut loss trading short term, please do so. But if you do have some of those good dividend stocks, Robie FA stocks, that's the one that you might want to keep, at least to give some sort of dividend play in here. If you're doing a good job, give us a thumbs up in here. We appreciate. You can also share this video in your timeline. All right. So let's take a look at the sectors that we have, and reviewing the second item at least from the 27th of February. So looking at the hot sectors in here and going to telemedia. All right, so we have a stroll of stocks that is available for Opcon turn green pentagon on 24th. But these stocks usually are quite small cap stock. Large cap stock at time.com by still red. DG, yes, on the 15th turn green pentagon, which is about 10 days ago, it's up 2.4%. Red tone is getting major of the so-called infrastructure, the internet, so that's up 9.3%. Turn green pentagon on 25th of January. Star Media 1.6% up since 20th of January. Maxis is 3.9% up on the 12th of January in here, and you can see Axiata is up 11%. So some of those stocks, especially the large cap stock, has done pretty well. So time.com turned red pentagon, but let's take a look at time.com. It's one of the not so stock chart and comment. All right, hit that one, and we want to look at the chart. Still in the downtrend in here. Oh yes, it hit the red pentagon, but it's starting to move back up. So this is a nice one here. Let me just switch to a 1 month. Okay, hit the 1 month chart here, and let me just pinch it a bit smaller because it's responding to my pinch, and just move it up. So you can see this chart is retesting back the 01. Maybe it's going to be breaking up. So for this is how you want to look for those stocks which is not generally in the thing, but at least you have the sector that is moving up well in here. Maxis is up 3.9%. DG is going to be up. Time.com, the smaller one like Opcon, let's take a look at Opcon. Going back to the same list here again. Since this is the one that just has some sort of a green pentagon in here, red pentagon, is it the same because of the little sell-off in here? But that whole sector is definitely moving up. Okay, so switch to a 1 month chart here, so you can see it just turned green pentagon in here. Well, this going to be making up some sort of double bottom and then started to move up in here. Opcon again is one of those fiber optics company in here. It's been 75.5 cents in here. Just you can always pick it up again and look at it in here. Redtone has done pretty well because I generally like to pick those stocks that are in uptrend. Like look at Redtone. Going back to stock chart and stock comment here. Hitting the stock chart. So once you see the stock chart, this is where the nice uptrend continue to go. If you have Redtone, continue to run your profit. You have the nice railway tracks, still green pentagon, and this is how you want to find stocks that generally move against the KLCI. And this is how usually you want to look at the second and third sector in here. And Redtone, let's look at also the fundamentals. And I do think that Redtone fundamentals are not too bad too. All right, you can see it is rated 6 out of 8. Pretty good, right? Pays a 3.6% dividend with a ROE of 20% in here, with a PE of 8, while the entire sector average was 35. Something to check it out too in here. So that's how you're able to pick up some of these strong, so-called good undervalue rated stocks in here that will put you very, very favorable. Okay, very, very favorable in the coming days, at least not months in here. Okay, so that's one way to look at in here. Let's go on to our next sector, which is the Robie FA stocks that we have last week, right? We were looking at it. So this week, going back to the main menu, Robie FA stock, you can check it out here, right? And you can see, let's press one more time. So these are all your fundamental stocks. We got 12 of them: PChem, Harrison, Gamunda, Syntex, Genentech, Dufu. The technology one, you want to avoid it because the sector is not trending strong. What are the strong sector trending strong one right now is construction. We have the telemedia and then property. All right, so IOI in here, Harbour, MFLA, CCK. So let's look at Ta'an last week, and you can see Ta'an last week, the market was 359, which is actually a little bit of the so-called plantation. It was hooking up, but then eventually the market hit that 40-day moving average and started to turn back down. Now has turned red pentagon in here, right? So Ta'an again has turned red pentagon in here. If you are longer term, you may able to hold this a bit in here, but do take note of the 3 ringgit 35 cents in here. Looking at stock fundamental first. All right, stock fundamentals, that's giving you 4 out of 8 with a dividend of 10%. Not too bad, 10% dividend in here. That definitely gives us a nice what we call likelihood to be a big payout last time that they have in here. If they do, ROE is pretty good with a PE of only 4 times. All right, that's why it has a very low PE. But if the PE do go back higher to 4.8, right, that is a potential of 33% to 4 ringgit 80 cents. It's just that the valuation given to all these are very, very low in here, undervalued stocks. Okay, so again, you can go back to the old high, which is 380 in here, being Ta'an. Okay, Now you can also subscribe to our daily newsletter in here. Use this QR code and you will get some of our early on FA StarBiz delivered to you. All right, and keep track of some of the information as well as educational tips that we do send out on a daily matter. Now on a SmartRobie FA list this week, what do we have for you? As I said before, we have 12. I picked this 2-1. Mainly it is towards the they are not in the construction nor telemedia and property, but they are so-called food industry, okay, because with the reopening and they're doing pretty well. CCK and Focus SP. All right, CCK and Focus SP. So let's take a look at first one is CCK, and just turned green pentagon with a nice spring in here. It did cross down actually the railway track. There was a sideways movement in here. So the question is, will it move up? So CCK this morning, let's take out the chart and stock chart, stock comment here. Hit the so you can see it's nothing to move up nicely in here, up 1.3% in here. So this one, again, check out the fundamentals, right? Because especially right now, as I said before, the market, it's really going pretty much where I was talking about, right? Going down, but at least you have this kind of good dividend to survive on. 1.63% PE of 8, but the RE of 15.6 in here, CCK, and there is expectation. I think many of you may know that I think by June or July, government may float the chicken prices, the chicken prices as well as the, let's take a look at CCK, hit that one, that will take you out and you can sort of view what they do here. And this one is I think that they also have apps right now. Okay, maybe ask you to buy some of their products, chicken feed, breeder, hatchery, boiler, abattoir, poultry, all the respective area. Oh, mainly in Sabah and Sarawak, CCK. They have a fresh mark here in Muka, all right, Sareka and Kuching. So this is Middle East, West East Malaysia company. This is, you can see that. So this is looking at a higher dividend would be definitely some of the plantation stocks, but chart wise is looking pretty good. Let's look at the next one we have, which is really moving up the night trend, is Focus SP. You have seen some of the advertisement in KL, Lemon Tree, the Instagram cafe, and they're really focusing a lot in here. One of the fund managers also like about it, been telling people to buy, and it seems that this stock's been making up a nice move here. So you can see from stock fundamentals, it is giving it ROE of 36% with a 2.78. Okay, I think it's a very small cap, 350 million only, so easy to control as I said before. One target price 163 at a 15.5 time PE with a potential almost 50% moving up, because right now it is on the last closing was 108. Okay, the previous closing there. All right. Okay, if you want me to look at any stocks, feel free to let me know, okay, and I'll be happy to look at the market for what it is. Okay, CCK is a poultry, all right, for this week in here. All right, so we have done with the Robie FA stock, which is generally with those are for our beginners, SmartRobie users. But let's take a look at some of those advanced users for SmartRobie, right? And this is more of a diluted down version of the VSA 360 in here, quite limited, where we've seen more for our intraday for the VSA 360, a similar version that we have in here. So these are what we call stage 2 uptrend alert, which is the stock that is moving up. And last week we looked at something that we talked about, and then we're going to move down to this week at 9:40. These are short-term opportunities. Generally we are looking for those that is less than 5 to 6% in here, some maybe a bit more, greater than 47 cents in here. So we do have first of all was scan wolf, you can see 54.5 cents, but it did hit higher, right? Hitting higher at 57 cents, which is a small, and then started to make back up downtrend in here. Normally it will hit high and then come back down. This is one of those stocks you really have to keep an eye, and I do recommend to have a really real-time charts for this one in here to be able to observe some of these stocks in. The other one was USMA. USMA did hit higher, spotted at 67.5 cents on 20 February, but this one moved up to 7%, okay, on the chart wise. But it did close back 63 cents, but immediately you can see the market started to move up, and that one moved up to 74 cents this morning, giving a potential of 9.6% uptrend movement in here for a gross profit of 960. All right, no doubt this one is a slightly higher on the 7% earlier movement, but it did push up higher on that one. Not all stocks, right? We want to pick those that is generally in a nicer uptrend that we've seen in here. So this morning we have a few in here. 27 February in here at 9:47. We definitely want to look at Randhill. Okay, so you want to do this is to go to main menu and go to ST2 intraday, hit that one, and the list. So we can look at in here. Oh, SMRT in here is up 11, and SMRT has been really making a nice run in here. 15 cents, 16.5 cents, 34 cents. You can look at 117. Okay, SMRT. This is one of those penny stocks that has been running up a fair bit here. And on the green pentagon, you can see even right now at 60 cents, gone up by 100%. Right now, this is a bit high, so if you do want to trade this, you have to approach it from very caution trading, more of an intraday chart here. Let's look at Randhill for start. Randhill have pops up. I think it has triggered up in here. Some of those setup may not be good, so if the setup is not made good, you do not want to trade them. But this is the one that you can see, right? Switch to a 1 month time frame. You can see it just pops up like that here, jumping up in here. Pro Lexus is the other one. Let me just scroll down again. You can scroll this down. You got SMRT, TZ, okay, Global, Randhill, PTRB, up 4%, but that's still in red. Padini, okay, Padini. Okay, let's look at them, because next week we're going to come back and check out which of these stock has fare much better in here, right? And you might want to train yourself a bit to see which stock will be suitable. After all, if you are advanced user in here, you would have seen that this probably been the kind of setup that you like. There's a few of them in here, but if you're a beginner, stick to the Robie FA stock, because this one can be quite volatile, the kind of swinging in here. We got Umi Hami. Want me to look at a couple of things here? Sure, we have looked at that one with a SmartRobie in here. So in summary, what we have seen is KLCI is likely to move downward. Now the budget 23, which we were expecting to give the kind of catalyst, failed to form any, because the US interest rate hike starting to persist and starting to dominate many of our market in here. So the 200-day moving average seems to be resistant. Main users, especially those of you who are beginner, stick to the Robie FA stocks, collect the dividend in here. The shorter term are for our advanced user, right? You want to trade the SD2 in here. The red pentagon is gone, definitely, right? So this is where you want to be focusing more on those shorter term. And also this coming Wednesday, along the line of SmartRobie, we'll talk about a little bit about the history, the evolution of the conversation, how we started with SmartRobie and the advent of some of the technologies in ChatGPT. We want to incorporate that, and perhaps one day, SmartRobie able to move into the era of ChatGPT. But of course, that will come with support from you. Also, make sure more people is using it for SmartRobie. Then we would have the exposure, right, to move that into that range in here. Thank you for all the support. And then the following week, I think on the 16th, I'll be invited by Rakuten Trade to talk about SmartRobie again, but from the perspective similar to what we are doing here, but we'll be talking from the US share trading technique, right? Some of the things that our SmartRobie members may are well off, and we will be talking that. So on the 16th, there are some dates you may want to know of in here. And of course, our members of the VSA 360 members has always been our attention in here. How to groom them in here. We can see these are the groomer. We intend to put them into the right frame of work in here, and also using the latest VSA Trader, what are the tools available. You can also sign up for our daily newsletter, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not, for all things. All right, and if you're ready, the VSA 360 is there for you to sign up in here for the great advantages ahead of you using some of our new feature and tools in here. All right, so we're going to go down to the stocks. We got CCK. I think I talked about CCK earlier on, poultry. MFLA. Okay, MFLA chart. We're going to look at the chart wise. Fundamental wise, we probably it's okay. MFLA again. Hit MFLA. All right, the live chart that you're seeing here, hit that one, and of course you can rotate it if you're using the phone now. This is in the sort of a sideways kind of market, green pentagon right now, and since the green pentagon has moved up today 3.9%, so usually green pentagon in the morning you want to be opening in here if you're checking out in here, but do take note, you still got that resistance out there at for 81 cents. I find it's going to be very difficult for it to break. All right, in here, and let's take a look at the respective dividend. All right, it does pay quite small, 1.9%, not one of the best, I would say before. ROE of 9, okay, and average is only 15% in here, but the PE is pretty good, 6.6, and it pays a 2% dividend in here. Still gives you a Robie rating of at least 6 out of 8, okay, 6 out of 8 here. All right, let's take a look at the others. We have a signature here from James. Okay, first of all, we'll check out the fundamentals first. So the fundamentals for signature is NA, not available, which means it's zero lah. That's what it means, right? You have ROE of 10, so it's going to be probably a trading share. Right, stock chart, stock comment in here, and as very simple if you can see, this one is still more in a pretty sideways market. You can see range bound between the 240 in here, but you do see there is going to a shorter term 1 month. You can see right now this morning it's up 2.4% in here. Time to take some profit lah. Time to take some profit in here. It's just playing on the construction signature, benefiting from a lot of the buildings, as well as more sales on that one. I'll be careful, but it does have an NS. Take some profit if you're looking at it to buy. Let it move back to the base and then see how you go from there. Learn to read the chart, okay? One of the ways to do is listen to some of the tutorial that we have and attend some of our VSA 360 classes that we have for our members in here. We got ATA INS, which has gone up a lot already. All right, it's time to take profit in here. Not so much time to eat in here. The reason why it was up there, they were saying that they managed to get some market in here. There's no so-called, you can see there's no red pentagon. All right, there's no green pentagon earlier on, because it sees this is all very climatic the way they shoot up. All right, so right now, not too bad actually from this risk to reward in here. If you can get in, go in, but it's not going to be a longer time. You switch to a 1 hour chart here, that is still buying at the base in here. So it's still a raise base. It will take some time for it to actually move up in here. We got Volcano. Okay, looking at Volcano right now. All right, stock chart, I think this one is a trading stocks. Volcano in here. Okay, Volcano has gone up, pushed back down, red pentagon. Again, learn to read the market in here. Just don't trade on purely on charts in here. Okay, so the market now is holding up a support. You may want to buy it in here, but if the market break back and touch the ATR stop loss, that's where you want to be out. But if not, just wait for the green pentagon. It comes in here, and check out also. Green pentagon must always be at the right stage 1. All right, just don't simply buy them. I think it helps if you're a beginner. Stick to the Robie FA stock, this kind of Volcano stocks. Let's take a look in here, because you have the dividend, right, and also the good ROE to support you. So this one is 3 out of 8, just pretty average, I would say. For it's a very small cap stock. only 90 million. So take note of it, right? It can be very volatile in here. So to me, when you see 90 million, it's a trading stock in any respective it is, okay? And it is in the Ace market. Okay, the floating share is also very small. You can see 36%. So easily to control in here. All right, that's all the time that we have. Thank you for your support, many of you coming, and don't forget to join our Telegram chat room and spread that Telegram chat room to your friends and colleagues so they will benefit from our education. We put you up into getting good dividend stocks, especially some of you who are using that as a retirement form in here. And for those of you who are ready to move up to a level, VSA 360 is definitely where we want to train you for the rest of, at least for the next 12 months in here, to be a better investor and trading, where you can see the difference between today, some of you may just be doing okay, to performing exceptionally much better. That's all I have. Thank you again and see you. Bye-bye.